at the Excel interface. At the top is the ribbon which contains the different tabs such as Home, Insert, Page Layout, and Formula. Below it is the formula bar where we can view or edit the content of the selected cell. On the left side is the name box, which shows the address of the active cell. As you can see, the large grid in the center is called the worksheets, where we enter and organize data. An Excel is called the workbook, and it contains multiple worksheets such as Sheet 1, Sheet 2, and Sheet 3.
Column D, the exam, and column E is the total, and column F is the average.
Next, I'll format the worksheet by changing the color. As you can see, I changed the color into violet, and I already bold the text. And now we're going to center the text so that it can easier to read. Excel can also perform basic calculation. For example, we were going to calculate your average. If I type equal and then type average, open parentheses, and then click the cell B2 until the D2. As you can see, their average is 41.67. So if you notice, when I copy the formula down, Excel automatically changed the cell. In this video, we were going to talk about the relative and absolute cell references. First, I entered the price in column A, and quantity the column B, and total the column C, and the tax rate column D, and then the column E is the tax. And then we were going to create a formula in column C. So how to identify the total? So type equal A2 multiply B2, and then the total is 100. And then if you notice, when I copy the formula down, it automatically changed the cell references. So this is called relative cell references because it changes relative to its new position. And then let's move to the absolute references. Let's add the tax rate in 12%. And then in column A2, let's see the tax by typing equal asterisk $, and then D, another $, and then the 2. So here I added the $sign before the column letter and the row number. This makes the cell reference absolute, meaning it stays the lock even the formula is copied. And then let's move here. As you can see, I have already sample data, so let's identify their function. So the sum function is, you're going to type sum and then click all the numbers D2 until D11. So the total is 500. And then the average, you can also type average and then copy all those numbers again. Click and then drag down. As you can see, the average is 83.3. And then the max function, find the largest value in a range. So you're going to type equal again and then max. Type the max function and copy all those numbers. So as you can see, the largest number there is 96. And then the mean function, find the smallest value in a range. Then you are going to type again mean type min, and then copy all those numbers again. And then as you can see, the smallest number there is 60. So the count function, it means the count function counts how many cell contains in a number. For example, type again equal, and then count all those numbers again. So the total there is 6. And then next is the function if function, which perform logical tests. And then you are going to type equal again, and then type if, and then b2 greater than, and then equal 75, and then if the score is 75 or above, Excel display pass, otherwise it display fail. So this function useful for grading decision making. So let's see if this number is passed or failed.